Hello po, magandang araw sa lahat. Maayong nga adlaw sa tanan. I am Jason si Alcano po, a chemistry student intern here at Philsci Hub. Sa video po na ito, yung pag-uusapan po natin is about basic chemistry laboratory safety. Ano nga ba yung mga bagay na kailangan nating tandaan kung gumagawa tayo ng mga experiments sa lab, at kasama na rin yung mga good and bad practices na sa laboratory. Yun yung mga tatalakayin natin ngayon. Why does laboratory safety matter? The answer is to protect you, the people around you, and your work and your environment. And most importantly, to avoid these accidents. So now, let us now talk about what is laboratory safety. Well, laboratory safety involves the development of skills and responsibility and must be an integral part of every chemistry curriculum, according to ACS. And now for the general safety rules. Take this safety rule seriously. Take notice of your surroundings, be acquainted with the facility, like the ice shower, the fume hoods, the entrance and the exits, the ventilation, the fire extinguisher, and how to use it, and also the alarms. Personal safety number 1. When in lab, always wear suitably sized laboratory gown and apron. You don't want to get into any sort of accident, right? So be sure to always wear your lab gowns and aprons to protect you and your clothes. Also, do not wear loose clothing or revealing clothes that are not suitable for laboratory purposes. And take note to wear a footwear that would completely cover your foot. The proper footwear can be seen in this picture. Personal safety number 2. Wear your safety goggles when working with glassware, chemicals, flame and heating devices. Obviously, the safety goggles are there to protect your eyes as you go on with the experiment. Also, for those who are visually impaired, inform your instructor that you are wearing your contact lenses so that he or she can tell you if it is okay or not to wear your lenses in the experiment. Personal safety number 3. Keep all long hair tied back. It is important to note to keep your hair organized and away from the experiment area. After all, you don't want to end up your hair getting burned or coming in contact with dangerous chemicals. Additionally, as part of your personal protective equipment, wear gloves made from appropriate material, say when you're dealing with strong alkalis. Then the best gloves is neoprene. When dealing with heat, then you have to use heat-resistant gloves. Now, the things that you should not do in the lab. As you will be dealing with dangerous chemicals, you should not eat or drink inside the lab, or use glasswares as container to eat or drink out of. You should not make practical jokes or horseplay inside the lab while doing experiments. Further, you should not return excess chemicals to the reagent bottle or do unauthorized experiments. Now, these are the do's or the good practices in the laboratory. You should, by all means, read lab instructions and always follow lab procedures exactly unless otherwise modified by the instructor. You should always check the glasswares for dirt and cracks. Be always careful in cleaning the fragile apparatus. In the event of any accident, you should notify your teacher immediately, such as chemical spillage, acid and heat burns, chemical explosions, and glass breakage. If chemicals come in contact with your eyes and skin, flush it with running water for 15 minutes and notify your teacher. Now for heat safety, never point the mouth of the test tube being heated at any person, use tongs and heat gloves, never leave heat source unattended, and in case of fire, immediately notify your instructor and or use fire extinguisher, whichever is most possible thing to do. Chemical safety. Now when dealing with chemicals, always read first the MSDS before using them, and always read the labels of the chemicals used twice. Here is an example of the MSDS of the ionized water. Here you would know the necessary information about the chemical that you are using. And still on chemical safety, read NFPA labels and GHS hazard symbols before using the chemical. As you can see in the photo, it is the NFPA label, a diamond composed of red, blue, yellow, and white colors with different meanings. Blue is for health hazard, red is for fire hazard, yellow is for reactivity, and white is for specific hazard. Now, these colors come in with different numbers with different degrees. Okay, so for example, we have the NFPA label of sodium chloride, which has a rating of 000 for color blue, red, and yellow, which means that sodium chloride is a normal material, it will not burn, and it is stable. In the white diamond, we see that there's the word oxy, meaning to say that sodium chloride is an oxidizer. So that is how you interpret the NFPA diamond. It is also noteworthy to familiarize the Global Harmonized System hazard symbols, which can be found at the back of the chemical container. Like if you can see a skull and bones at the back of a chemical container, then it means that the chemical inside that container is toxic. Then if you see a flame hazard symbol, then meaning to say that the chemical is flammable by nature. Additional matters on chemical safety: never mix chemicals unless you are instructed to do so. Always cap chemical containers after every use. And when diluting acid, always slowly add acid to water. Do not directly smell chemicals. Consider doing wafting of chemicals when you are instructed to smell those chemicals. And also, consider all chemicals dangerous. Now, how to get rid of the chemical waste that you have? Do proper waste disposal according to the nature of the chemicals. Now, if you do not know what to do, ask your instructor. The chemicals must be disposed in accordance to the guidelines set by pertinent agencies. Like, say for example, in the Philippines, we do have the Department of Environment and Natural Resources and the RA 6969, or the Toxic Substances and Hazardous and Nuclear Waste Control Act of 1990, which provides guidelines that can be used to dispose chemical waste. We cannot just drain the chemical waste on the sink because it might pose detrimental effects to the environment and to the people around you. An important note: always clean and make space for your workplace before and after laboratory session. Keep away unnecessary things, and with that, you can create an organized, safe workplace for your laboratory experiments. Then, you are good to go. Thank you!